Unlike last week, we have seen a huge change in today's update, version 8.20 come to Fortnite. There's a ton of new information coming out, a ton of new weapons, and a lot of reverted details that we're going to hop into real quick. First off, floor is lava, limited time mode. Long story short, very self-explanatory, is basically lava rises up from the bottom and to the top. You guys will see the gameplay that you guys are watching on screen is from this game mode right here. Right now, as the time of recording this, there's only duos, but apparently there's supposed to be solo and squad too, but we have not gotten a release time for that yet. Moving on, we got the poison dart trap. Basically, the poison trap catches your opponents off guard with this new addition, but remember, watch where you step. Makes me think that you can take friendly fire, kind of like the stink bombs, but more so of a trap activated one. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. I can see that being very toxic down the road. Now, moving on, in the jungle biome, there are brand new food items to consume. So basically, we all know over by Retail Row and over by Salty Springs, there's a bunch of little apples you can eat, regain 5 health, and then mushrooms in the forest biomes for the shield. And now same goes with the coconut, banana, and pepper. Now, also it's important to understand, with the coconut, there's a small duration after that where your player moves 20% faster than regular speed. So that should be very interesting to see how that affects people in terms of late game with storm rotations and whatnot. Let's go dive into limited time mode, the floor is lava, real quick. So basically, a few minutes into the match, the lava will begin to rise from the bottommost point of the map, and obviously rise to the very top. You guys will see in the end game of this that the entire map is just basically just covered in lava. It's actually really cool. It definitely provides a more alternative kind of aspect to the game. So if you're too tired of getting bopped by sweaties in solo, duos, and squads, hop over to this game mode. I actually really like it. Really adds a whole different kind of mindset to the game. Moving on, it does say that the lava moves at a steady speed until the entire map is covered. Touching the lava will apply damage directly to your health and bounce you up in the air, similar to the lava effect that we saw in Season 8. You can build on the lava, great. Players will be given a small number of materials every second to help out those entire map is on fire situations. And basically, they kind of regen at a very fast rate. I was seeing that you kind of get a mat per second. So 1 wood, 1 brick, 1 metal per second. So that's very cool. We're going to see some giant build battles in this game mode. I am most certain. So it should be a lot of fun. Let me know in the comment section down below, if you've already played it, what do you think of this game mode? Because this is definitely something not out of left field, but we never got that as a leak or a data mine in previous updates. So, moving on, we are talking about the Baller. Now, the Baller is one of the most controversial additions to the game in the entirety history of the game. Some people hate it, some people love it, some people are neutral about it. I find them very annoying to deal with. I don't like using them. But anyway, so the Baller no longer applies damage to players on collisions. Thank you, Fortnite, for that. So many times late game I will be playing and 5 out of the remaining 6 people all have ballers and they're knocking into each other, and if they bounce into me, I will take damage. Not fun. Future baller iterations, we've noticed a lot of discussion around the baller, so here's an update. So they mentioned that we're not satisfied with the current use of ballers, specifically in the late game. So with next week's update, the version 8.3 update, we will release a change that will allow players to shoot through the glass of the baller. So non-glass parts will still have collision and block damage from bullets, but there will be a way for bullets to enter and exit through the baller, allowing players to take damage and apply damage while in the baller. So that might help a little bit. We will have to see, obviously, when that version 8.3 update comes out. Now, the biggest piece of the update today, guys, biggest piece. They reverted all of the changes from the pop-up cup settings that was released in version 7.4. So no longer will you get 50 health or shield per kill. No longer will you get 50, 50, and 50 materials dropped per elimination. No longer will you have 500 caps on materials. Now, each player gets to hold 999 material of each material: wood, brick, metal. And overall, harvesting rate is decreased by 40%. So let's have fun. Let's go ahead and spend half the match mining up wood, mining up brick, mining up metal from cars, trees, brick walls, whatever it may be. So whoop-de-doo. Moving on. So, infantry rifle. Thank You Epic Games, the most hated gun in the game, the most non-liked, disliked, put whatever word you want in there, it has been fixed. So now instead of firing a projectile, kind of like a sniper in the game, it now fires the same as other assault rifles. So you don't need to lead your shots, you don't need to take distance into effect and into consideration. It is a straight assault rifle, and now the base damage was reduced from 45/42 to 42/40. So a little bit of damage fall off, but again, I'd rather take that with the new projectile way of shooting with the hit scan and kind of getting rid of that sniper way of firing the gun for the minor damage reduction. It is used the same damage fall off profile as the existing assault rifle, so obviously the longer you are, the less damage you're going to do, the farther away from the target you are, the less damage will be done. So, moving on to the poison dart trap, I know we mentioned that earlier in the video, but I do want to make sure we cover the statistics about that. So it's found from floor loot, it can be placed on walls, floors, and ceilings. It's only available in uncommon rarity, can be triggered up to 3 grid cells away, and basically what this trap does, it fires poisonous darts. If a player is hit by the dart, it'll take 10 health damage per tick, with 8 total ticks over 7 seconds for a total damage of 80. So very interesting kind of mechanism there. Again, we'll have to see how this kind of works with the new meta of the game, with the not getting health back from eliminations, but we will see how that works out. And now moving on to 2 different items that were released with Season 8, one being the treasure map. Now, a lot of us have liked that. I've seen a lot of positive feedback with the community. Basically, what they went ahead and did, basically the directional arrows, the little red lines that come out from the treasure map when equipped, basically now last for 3 seconds and will continue to pulse every 3 seconds every single time the treasure map is open. So instead of having to switch from the next weapon or inventory slot back to the treasure map, now it just does it automatically. So I actually like that. A little bit of a minor tweak, but it definitely improves the overall gameplay of the treasure map. Moving on, the other item is a pirate cannon, and there are tons of pirate cannon adjustments. Again, all very minor per se, just in terms of the overall stability of the cannon. So if you guys are interested exactly of what happened, make sure to check that out in the description below. I will leave all of the patch notes down there below as always. Moving down, a bunch of different bug fixes were fixed as well, like I said, cannon stuff, treasure map stuff, and some small additions. They added the ability to mark pings while being down but not out. So while waiting for the revive, you can go ahead and mark players and stuff, which you weren't able to do before this update, and a lot of people were complaining, and a lot of people were not too happy about that. So moving on, you now have a unique elimination message if you are eliminated by a lava surface, so that will be very interesting to see in the new lava LTM mode, so we will look out for that. Let's see some other things. Traps now do damage directly to the baller's vehicle instead of dealing damage to the driver. So again, that's more so the baller adding more protective health and shield to a player rather than not, and that's not what I like to see. So overall, not too happy about that. But moving on, they did go ahead and add 2 new game modes, kind of, and they're kind of arena. They're called arena game modes, and they're solo and duos, and they're basically ranked modes. And so that will still have the pop-up cup settings in terms of the 50 health per Elim, the max mats being cut in half, and the 40% faster harvesting rate. So if you are looking for that, go ahead, hop into the arena game mode. Basically, it's just a way of scoring and kind of ranking players, and you'll be matched with players also similar to your own rank. Moving on, they did go ahead and add a couple performance improvements on PS4, on Xbox, and whatnot. So, you know, just overall stability there, nice and cool. Alright, now moving on to the art and animation. So they adjusted the lighting in Battle Royale. So they increased the lighting contrast in areas with shadows, and they increased the vibrancy in colors. And I've already noticed that. So I've played a total of probably 4 or 5 games this morning of this Lava LTM, and I've noticed it right off the bat, and it looks beautiful. Fortnite looks absolutely beautiful now. So I'm very pumped about that. For a guy who has worked so much on color corrections in the past, this is a fantastic little bump, if you will. Now, a lot of other audio settings were fixed too, but they're very, very minor. They're not anything to do with footsteps and directional hearing, which I know we're all waiting for. It is so annoying to hear a player and have no idea if the player's above or below you. So hopefully that will be fixed very soon. So then we went ahead and there's a bunch of UI fixes as well. So they changed the ping graph for the network debug on the HUD in the top left for console players. So we can actually see the fluctuation in our ping and our overall just network performance. And then so moving on, there's a whole bunch of other mobile fixes as well, but again, we're not going to jump into that. So if you guys want to read more about this, all down in the comment section down below, and in the description will be a link to the actual patch notes if you guys want to read more about creative and save the world. So top box is that previous video like always, and that bottom box is a mystery video like always. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Have a great day.